Hey students, so in this video I'm going to show you how to make a soul shaker, which is basically a fancy name for a clay rattle, but you are going to be adding your own personalization to this rattle to kind of make it your own by connecting it to a memory or something that you're fond of, or some sort of story. And we'll talk more about that in class. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few examples of soul shakers that students have made. These soul shakers were left in my classroom. I'm hoping to still get them back to the students that they belong to. But here's one soul shaker, and it is an elephant with a peanut at the end of his trunk. And it does rattle, okay? Some of them more than others, depending on how people made them. Here is a cat, okay? Here is a peach. Oh, this one doesn't seem to be rattling. And another elephant, this one with a crown. Ooh, that one has a nice little clang to it. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna need to do is to make 2 pinch pots. So I'm gonna move my camera down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna just reteach you how to make a pinch pot, okay? So this is a pinch pot, and first thing you're gonna do is, sorry, let me adjust this a little bit. Roll your clay into a ball. Okay, then you're gonna take your 2 thumbs, okay, and I call this my butterfly, okay, and then it lands right like this. Now I'm gonna make a heart with my fingers, but I want my 2 knuckles on my thumbs to still be touching, and now I'm gonna push straight down, okay, and now I'm going to pinch, twist, pinch, twist, pinch, twist, okay, and make a tiny little bowl. Okay, now I've got my little bowl, and I'm going to kind of shape it how I want it a little bit more. And then I'm going to take some water, let me smooth it out a little bit. Now, for the sake of time, I have 1 pinch pot already made, and then I just showed you how to make a pinch pot. Okay, so now I've got 2 pinch pots, okay? The next step is that you need to make at least 8 tiny little spheres, okay? These are gonna be the thing that rattles inside of your soul shaker. And they're gonna be pea size or a little bit smaller. If you make them too big or you make too many of them, they're not going to rattle around inside. So I made them slightly smaller than peas, and I made 8 of them, okay? And we can talk more about that in class too. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna wrap them each individually in tissue paper. And the reason for that is you don't want them to stick together inside your pinch pots, okay? So I'm wrapping each one of them up. They're all wrapped up. You're in their pinch pot. Okay, so you've got to decide which pinch pot you want to be your bottom pinch pot. And that's going to be the one that you stick the little spheres in, wrapped in tissue paper. Now the other one, you're going to actually stuff with tissue paper. Okay, and that's going to add support so that when you're adding things to the outside of your soul shaker, it won't go concave on you, okay? I'll put a little bit more in here. So now you're gonna score, slip, and seal. Score, slip, and seal. Velcro, glue, and then sealing it together. Your 2 pinch pots. Okay, so now I've got them scored. Now I'm going to take a little bit of water, add it to the clay, okay, and now I'm going to stick them together, okay, and after you get them together, there's 2 options here, okay, so I'm just kind of gently applying some pressure to make them go together, okay? And now I'm gonna take my finger and I'm going to seal them. Now, some people have a really hard time with this, so another thing you can do is you can actually roll a coil of clay and add it to the outside to really seal it together. And I'm gonna show you how to do that, just in case you decide you want to do that. Okay, so take my hands, kind of make a little snake-like shape. Now I'm going to roll it. Now I'm going to take it and seal it on to the outside of my soul shaker. So what you can do is you can kind of just push the clay into that little opening between the pinch pots. And you might not even need all of it, but it is helpful, okay? Sealing it up. And you want to seal it enough so that you can't actually tell that you added a coil to the outside, because then it's going to look like Saturn, okay? And unless you're trying to make Saturn, you don't really want it to look like Saturn, okay? Okay. So once you get it all smoothed out, okay, and remember, you're not pushing too hard or else your sphere, your soul shaker, is going to collapse, okay? Once you have it all smoothed out, then you can turn it into whatever you want, okay? So, let's say I want to make a little face, okay? So I'll start shaping a nose, okay? And then, remember, you're going to have to score, slip, and seal everything that you add to your soul shaker. Score, slip, and then seal. Score, slip, seal. So now I'm going to add some little nose holes. Okay. So now I've got a little nose, and then I can add my eyes, my hair, my mouth. Okay, and then after I've done all of that, very important, your soul shaker will blow up in the kiln if it doesn't have a hole to release all of the pressure inside. So you're gonna find a spot, don't do it on the bottom because it's gonna be sitting like this, but you gotta find a spot that you're comfortable putting a hole. And a lot of times when people do eyes, they'll do 2 holes for the eyes and then maybe they'll draw around the eyes, okay? But you need to put a hole in your soul shaker somewhere, okay? So that it doesn't blow up in the kiln. Again, anything you add, you need to score, slip, and seal. If you want to draw things, like if you want to draw hair on instead, if you're doing a person, okay, that's an option. Or you could roll little coils and score, slip, and seal. We'll talk about more of those kind of options in class. Okay, happy art making.